Right, guys, we've seen how to use the use effect in our project. Now we are going to go further. I'm going to take off this and I'll take off this too. No, let me leave that there for now. So guys, what we want to do now is we want to set up our JSON server to use as our database, our fake database. I don't want us to create a database now and use it for our project. So the best thing for us is to use because in a typical project, in a real world, in a web application, you will not hard code data like this. You create the kind of database somewhere and then you fetch the data and use it to do some kind of things. And the best place to fetch that data is no other place but inside the use effect. So we'll go ahead and set up a JSON server using the JSON package. So what we'll do is we'll create our folder. Inside here, we'll call it data. Inside the folder, we are going to create a file known as db.json. You can call it whatever name you want, but I just call it db for JSON database. So that's it. And then I'm going to just paste something inside here. So this is my data in my database, my fake database. Usually when we have the top level element in our JSON file, it is usually known as a resource. And this resource, the JSON package, is going to provide us some endpoints that we can use to manipulate this array of objects. So we have here our ID, we have the title, we have the author, and we have the body. So we have two objects inside here, which is our post. This fake API is going to give us something that we will use. We call it the endpoints that we will use to manipulate this data from our use effect. Because remember, we said that this is the best place we can use to make external call or relate with our application externally. The best place is the use effect, which is also known as we also say we do side effect inside this use effect, like by when our application renders, it causes this function to run and make that API call and fetch us the data. Then we can display the data inside our JSX here. So let's see how to set up our JSON server. There are two ways of doing that, either by installing it locally in our project and run it, or we run it directly from the web, just like we did for npx run create React app. So I'm going to create a new terminal here, not the one that our React dev server is running on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say npx JSON, okay, JSON server, sorry, and then I'll put a flag here. What does the flag say? The flag says watch. So it's going to be watching this file, and then I will set the location for that file, which is data/db.json, and I will set another flag that will make this thing to run on a particular port. I want it to run on port 8000. So this is the command. Let's see, hopefully this will work. You're supposed to watch this file for us and provide us endpoints that we can use in manipulating our data. Need to install JSON server. Yes. Let's see, I need to install that. Okay, loading. Perfect. So it has given us this endpoint now and it's watching that file. You see the top level property is seen as the resource. So it has given us this endpoint, which we can copy and we test it inside our browser.